Mika just said that he's never said that he didn't have the documents. He did, though, tell the FBI and the DOJ he didn't have any more documents. And at the end of the day, and Charlie Savage has been writing about this, I know you've been talking about it as well, this is at the heart of Donald Trump's legal jeopardy, his danger, the obstruction of justice against the DOJ. We can argue what's in these letters, whether it's love letters to Kim Jong-un, whether it's nuclear secrets, whether it's secrets about Emmanuel Macron's love life, whatever it is. OK, we'll find out on another day. We have no idea, but we do know right now, today, according to DOJ filings, that he obstructed justice. He lied to the DOJ and said that they had turned everything back. And when they came back, they found, in this extraordinary filing you've been talking about, twice as many documents that were classified that he had turned over. They found him at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, Joe, that's 100% right. Even though you have been correctly pointing out that anyone else who took classified documents home would by now probably be under the jail. And we have plenty of examples of that in the intelligence community over the years. The real issue here, it's clear the Justice Department was treating Trump differently. It's a bottom line. I mean, that is clear from the record. They gave him every opportunity that they would not have afforded a regular citizen. And we can argue about whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. It's a fact. They first asked nicely, then they served grand jury subpoenas. But so the reason we are at this place where we had a search warrant served and this massive scandal is erupting is because the Justice Department felt they were lied to. And as you know, look, as a reporter, if I'm lied to by a government official, I'm not going to forget that. And that is going to become my top priority, is to ferret out what happened, why the lie, get to the bottom of it. FBI agents and prosecutors are the same way. When they feel lied to in an investigation, that almost becomes more important than the underlying crime. It's a corruption of our system of justice. We rely on people to comply with grand jury subpoenas, and the law requires them to. And in this case, as we know, the Justice Department said they believed that there was an obstruction here, that they were misled. They haven't pointed the finger directly at Donald Trump, but who else could have done it unless we're to believe that one of his lawyers decided on their own to lie to the DOJ. In my experience, that's not how this works. I mean, lawyers, they know they're putting their license on the line when they sign an affidavit saying that something is true. And it's very likely, by the way, that the lawyer who signed that is now a witness in this case and can no longer represent Donald Trump. But so this is absolutely the crux of it now. It's not just a case about classified documents. It's a case about lying and about obstruction of justice. And that makes it, I think, a much harder decision for the Justice Department down the road as to whether they indict this case. Because you can make an argument that, look, the president was once entitled to these documents. He made some mistakes. He mishandled. Maybe we shouldn't charge him. But once you've proved that somebody lied to the DOJ, how do you walk away from that?